Oh, we about to recap a crazy divisional weekend. And one of us went 4 for 4 on the pick'ems. But hey, stay tapped in. Yo, welcome back to Last Second Sports, where we giving our take down to the last second. It's your boy Rad out here in Rip City, Portland, Oregon. And y'all know I'm repping those Detroit Lions, us versus everybody. But hey, we want to thank y'all for tapping in once again to listen to us two men talk sports. And I got the guy out there on the East Coast, the worst coast, repping them San Fran 49ers, my man Jay Nay. What's happening, Brody?
Hey, we just had a crazy divisional weekend. For my money, Rad, I really think this might have been the best football weekend of all time. Absolutely bonkers. And, you know, the week before we had a wild card weekend, super wild card weekend. I'm low-key digging the Monday Night Football game. So I feel like this new format is working out real nice right now. You liking it?
I'm loving it. We got football, 3 days in a row. That Monday night game was fire, and then this past weekend was just stupendous.
Stupendous.
It was stupendous. Wow. Word of the day.
You ain't playing. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, Rad, but Saturday after that Niner win, oh my gosh, I went so nuts. I was sober. First of all, I want to be clear about that. I posted a video of me going nuts. I was very sober, didn't have a single drink. But that voice is gone right now. Absolutely gone. That, Rad, here's the thing is, and you know it as well as I do, we started doing this February this year, right? And normally we just watch games as fans. We just watch games, we get on the phone, we talk about it, whatever. Well, now we got a show to uphold, right? And we got to know every little thing that happens. So you go back, you watch the game, you take notes. While you're doing it live, you usually watch it a second or a third time. This was the first weekend all year that I watched as a fan, and it was so nice to sit back as a fan knowing I'm not doing a post-game recap, I'm not getting on and giving my feel. It was just watch it as a fan, no notes, and enjoy it. It felt beautiful, let me tell you.
I bet it did. I mean, I wish my team was still in the playoffs, but this coming season we'll be in the offs, but I still get to watch my guy, the NFL Comeback Player of the Year, Matt Stafford, do its thing. Had a hell of a game.
He did. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Hold on a second, because basically today we're doing the recap. So we cannot, because you and I are going to butt heads. I already know you're going with the Rams. I'm going with the 49ers. Little preview, but we are going to break that game down on Thursday. But tonight is all about the recap. Let's jump right into it. So, Rad, I know you're proud of yourself. You went 4 for 4 this week. You actually did pick the Bengals in this one, which I did not.
I did.
I went 3 of 4.
I did.
But last week I went perfect. So that means we're tied on the pick 'em. I just want to be clear.
No, I don't want to hear none of that tied. No. I told you the Bengals was going to pull it off. They hot. They hot. They are.
Yeah. They're very hot. Listen, they're very hot. Let me get to some of these comments real quick.
Shout out to the chat.
Thank you all for tapping in. We got Sky coming in with the Go Ducks. We got Itchy 95. I don't drink much, but honestly, Jimmy in the offense had me drunk just to watch the finish and then celebrate it. Hey, listen, I'm happy that y'all had a great time. Niner fans, you guys loved it. I love the irony that we had to beat the Rams to get into the playoffs, and now we have to beat them again to get to the Super Bowl. The football gods are laughing their ass off.
Terrible comment. That's a terrible comment.
Hold on a second, because this thought hit me. The Rams messed up, right? They're the reason that the 49ers are in the playoffs. They blew a 17-0 lead at home. 49ers make the playoffs, and now they got to deal with the demons that are the San Francisco 49ers again. I absolutely love it. The NFL is so poetic the way that things get done sometimes. What's up, Eddie?
Anyways, I don't even want
to. All right, listen, we got a super chat. We'll get to that, and then we'll break down this Bengals-Titans game real quick. All right, my guy. Hold on a second. Let me get over to this because we're going to have to play a little dancing video. Okay. Ooh. Rocky Mountain Razorback says, this run is so sweet. Let's take it in, boys. We sent both the Cowgirls.
I like that.
And the From Under cheese.
I like that too. That's a great comment.
It is.
Great comment.
From Under cheeseheads back to the couch. You're right. Absolutely right about that. I hear an echo. Hopefully they don't hear it. I don't know if the sound sounds weird to you on your end, Red, but I got a little bit of an echo.
I'm good.
Chat, let me know if you're hearing an echo as well. But Rocky Mountain Razorback, you're right, man. This is throwback. And Cincinnati right now is in the AFC Championship. We're not going to do our picks tonight, but if they make it, talk about a throwback game, 49ers Bengals Super Bowl.
Ooh,
it's about as throwback as it gets. But crazy. Rocky Mountain Razorback, we appreciate you. Here you go. All right. Well, we got another one. So let's just jump in. 49er fans ain't playing tonight. Let me tell you, when we get to that breakdown, I want to hear what you have to say, being an NFC North guy, hating the Green Bay Packers. I know that you enjoyed that one a little bit as well, but I'm curious to see the way that you saw that game because, again, watching it as a fan felt amazing. But I want to see what your thoughts were. Lockeria says, bang, bang, Niner gang, abso-frickin-lutely. Abso-frickin-lutely. They're coming in strong tonight.
I love it, though. I love it. I picked y'all to win.
You did. No, but you had us losing to Dallas. I want to be clear about that.
Real quick, quit living in the past. Let's live in the moment.
Oh, okay. All right. Sky says, Jesse, I have some questions I want to run by you at some time. Would that be cool? Could I hit you up on Facebook? Yeah, you can hit me on Facebook. If you have Twitter as well, DMs on there is a little bit easier. Facebook, I'm only friends with my wife and my dad on there just for memories. Like, that's the only reason. So much easier if you hit me up on Twitter. That'll work, but Facebook will work as well. Worst case scenario. All right, let's jump into it. Bengals, Titans. This was the way that we kicked off Saturday. Hell of a game. So here was a couple takeaways I had. First of all, I remember going into the game, I said that the Bengals, I thought were really good, but ultimately you have to take steps. As a young team, usually it's losing the first round. The Raiders were just a bad matchup. We both picked the Bengals in that one, but I figured, okay, Tennessee, bully team, remind me a little bit of the 49ers, the way that they play physical. Bengals need to take steps. There's no way that they're winning this game. I thought it would be close, but I thought ultimately the Titans would pull it off. I like the Titans defense a little bit better. I liked that Henry was coming back. And what's crazy is when you look at the game, it was played like a Titans game. It wasn't played Bengal style.
It was.
That's what was the most impressive to me, is that they were able to win playing the Titans style. So that's the first thing that I took away. What was like a couple just quick takeaways that you had on that game?
Tannehill, just turnovers, and more turnovers. They contained Henry for the most part. And they made big plays. They made plays when they needed to make plays, I felt like. Even though the Titans' pass rush was getting at Burrow's neck. And that's kind of like the weak point of the Cincinnati Bengals, is that offensive line. And it showed. They had 9 sacks. Simmons had an all-pro game. He was showing up on film. But really, it was just how they contained Henry. I know Foreman kind of broke loose a little bit, did his thing. They probably should have ran Foreman a little bit more, because he came into the playoffs with the hot hand. And Henry just first game back after missing, I forgot how many games, but he wasn't, you could tell he wasn't like really in the flow of things. And a big reader, Fat Daddy in the middle for Cincy, he was stepping up. He was clogging. He was doing his thing in that middle for Cincinnati. I'm impressed with the young fellas. I really am. Chase did his thing. He should have scored on that touchdown, but Tyler Boyd couldn't keep him. If Tyler Boyd could have made that block, that would have been a touchdown for Chase on that bomb. But it's just I'm impressed with Cincy what they came on did. Burrow had a solid game. I know he did turn it over once, but it was Tannehill. Tannehill, I mean, first play of the game, he comes out and just throws a pick straight to Bates. I know Bates is a top tier safety, but the first play, Brody, like, really? Then that was probably my takeaway is that they just did a good job containing Henry. Not letting Big Henry get going was going to be the key. And then the game plan of like the Titans of not running Foreman a little more, I think, is what really hurt them. Besides Tannehill.
Yeah, I gotta say, I wanna address this comment real quick. Melissa, thank you for tapping in like always. Stop calling Joe Burrow Joe Cool. He is fun to watch, but he's no Montana. Yeah, I get that. I also think that the Montana thing was taken a little bit from Namath. So let's not forget that. Burrow, he is cool as a cucumber. We don't have to call him Joe Cool. But
he's solid.
I mean, second year, this kid right now is
like he's not better than Stafford, but he's solid.
Wait, okay. Anyways, but the debate is real between him and Herbert now. Like, let's have that conversation for a second.
I'm probably still taking Herbert.
Are you still okay? Why are you still taking Herbert over Burrow?
I just like Herbert. I think he's just that he throws a nice ball, arms a little liver. Both good quarterbacks, but I'm just gonna rock with Herbert. And he Oregon Ducks. I'm out here in Portland, Oregon. I'm a rep with that guy right there. Long hair, don't care.
Yeah, I feel it. I'm a little biased too.
Yeah,
because I watch Herbert, and if you remember, like his sophomore year, I was touting this kid before
anybody was on him. He was already gonna be the ish.
Yeah. So like I have that bias a little bit, but he just does things that Burrow can't do, right? Like just physically. And we'll talk about the other AFC game here in a minute, but watching Josh Allen play, Herbert could do those things eventually. Like that's the type of quarterback he could eventually be. And we're talking about possibly the best quarterback in the league. So it's a whole different ball game. I love what Burrow does. I love what he brings to this team. He's perfect for this team. He really is. And I believe that was like, what they say? That was the first Bengals road playoff win ever? Am I tripping?
It was something crazy like that.
Yeah,
I can't recall it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that the recipe of like pairing up a stud college receiver and college quarterback? You think that's going to be trying to be copycatted a little bit or nah?
I just think it's hard.
It worked. It really is to like get the duo to work that way, but it's crazy how it worked out.
Rob is commenting on my post-game celebration here. Yes, I was a bit of a rabid dog. Sober rabid dog. I want to be clear about that. And my voice is still messed up. So there's that. Brandon wants to know, Rad, are you happy for Stafford?
100%. 100%. It's hurting my Lions draft pick. But yeah, I want Stafford to go out here and seal the deal. Get that ring so all them haters can stop the hate. I've been saying he's a top 10 quarterback for many, many, many years, and he's showing it.
All right. Melissa's confirming, yes, first road win for the Bengals in the playoffs. Now the Texans are the only team not to. Yeah, well, Texans just haven't been in the league the way, though, that long, though. So I understand that one. Yeah, so look, Henry's held in check. You talked about it. Turnovers. Tannehill, first drive, last drive, interceptions. That's it. Like that's the game, right? You start out that way and you end that way. It just, I don't know, man.
That keys to success.
Tannehill's not that deal. He's right there in that tier. We talk about Jimmy Garoppolo and some of these other guys.
Jared Goff,
right? Like these guys that if everything's perfect around them, it can be great, but the wheels can fall off, right? And the wheels fell off for Tannehill right there. He's got a good arm. He doesn't get mobile enough. I think he's more athletic than what he shows, but they got to figure something out because the Titans are a really good team and they're about to waste it all with Tannehill. So I'm curious to see what they do. Maybe they do they take a Rams approach, right? They get rid of this guy and bring in another quarterback. Maybe they go after Watson. Maybe that's the team to look out for in this Watson thing in the offseason, right? Maybe they go after Watson. Maybe they go after Aaron Rodgers. We'll talk about Aaron Rodgers here in a bit. look out for the Titans. Now that I'm thinking this through, this is all just kind of hitting me. They need a
It's starting to
quarterback
wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm starting to think about this. Maybe the Titans are a team to look out for because watch out if they get an Aaron Rodgers or a Watson. That's a team that may go after it tough, like the Rams. We'll give you Tannehill. We'll give you multiple first-round picks. Like that right
Because
there.
they're not far away. Like, yeah, you add AR-12 to Tennessee, they instantly become a Super Bowl contender. Real talk.
Absolutely.
Watson, I don't see Watson playing. You keep throwing his name out there, but I don't see him playing another down for a cool minute.
He may not, and he may not. You're right. He may not. But the flip side of that is if he does, Tennessee's a team to look out for. Now,
they're divisional
the
too.
Texans are going to try to trade up. Yeah,
you going to swap in the division.
But Aaron Rodgers now, that's a real possibility because 100%. A lot of people are pegging Aaron Rodgers to the Broncos, which sounds great. But does Aaron Rodgers really want to go in the same division with Mahomes, the same division with Herbert? Why would you do that? Like, that's career suicide. Aaron Rodgers is really good. Don't get me wrong. But those kids might be better than him now. And if not, they will be soon. So I think that would be a bad move. Tennessee, that's the team there.
That's where he could land.
Tennessee's
really. That sounds realistic. Because he said he's not trying to go to a rebuild team. And
nope.
I don't think Denver's there yet, to be honest. Like,
no, I agree.
They're a couple years out, so I don't see him going to Denver.
Yeah. So that's the way I see it. Tennessee is a team to look out for in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. And he's not going to be able to bring Davante Adams with him to that team. But AJ Brown's a good replacement. Like, you can get it done with AJ Brown now. So that's I don't know. Those are kind of my takeaways from the Titans Bengals game. We got Mariah tapping in, says, I appreciate you fellas. Well, we appreciate you, Mariah. Niner gang over everything. Let's freaking go. I agree. Niner gang over everything. What do you mean, oh gosh? You're so jealous. You are so jealous.
I'm not just now. I picked y'all to win. I'm giving y'all love.
Okay.
Go Lions. Never jealous, no hate. Like, I respect it. I mean, bro, you already know. Like, if they was tapped into the last channel, they know. Like, I got love for the Niners. I respect the Niners. Y'all are a very talented team.
It's true. All right. Okay. You don't. I mean, you low key do have love for the Niners. Even in the 90s, you said when the Lions were out, you'd always root for the Niners.
Root for the Niners because, when they was on prime time, like, I was staying up late watching the Niners play.
Oh, here's a good question. Loath of the Truth. Jesse and Rad, do y'all think Davante Adams is gone next year? I'll let you go and give your thoughts.
I think he's gone. Their salary cap, I believe they're negative 41 million cap. If AR-12 leaves, why would he stay? Like, they may be able to, like, franchise tag him, something like that, but then he's going to hold out. And now you're just wasting hope, tying up money for no reason. I think he's gone. About 95% sure he's gone. I think he's gone. They ain't got enough money. And if AR-12 leaves, he's not staying around. Don't make sense.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If you're the Packers, do you franchise tag him and make him get traded somewhere? Like, what do you do if you're the Packers?
I would, I'm trying to get something for him, 100%. I would franchise tag him and try to move him. Like, hey, like we're playing Madden or something. I'm not about to let a top tier guy walk for nothing. No, I would franchise him and try to move him. That's what I would try to do.
Yeah, I got a weird feeling. He's coming back. I don't know why. I think
with no AR-12.
No, with no AR-12, and I just think that they want to keep that talent around with Love. Like, they need to have somebody. They can't have nobody there. So, and Green Bay is weird, man. They'll play hardball. They don't care. They really don't care. They're a different franchise. So it's going to be hard for him to work his way out of there, I believe. Brandon says your boy is going to choke this weekend. Just saying. Rocky Mountain says Rad keeps it real. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a dog in the fight. So, like, you're going to get the real from him. Like, that's just the way that it is. Mariah thinks you're a closet Niner fan.
Nah, yeah, I'm a diehard Lion fan. AFC team, I'm probably say Pittsburgh Steelers, and a little bit of love for you Niners. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got good uniforms. Your uniforms are beautiful, especially the all blacks. And then the throwback 94s. Like, y'all uniforms are dope.
You got someone in here saying, Kim saying that Davante is going to the Lions. How would you feel about that?
I mean, I would love it, but that's not happening. That price tag is going to be too high, and I don't want to spend that much money on a receiver. Then we don't throw it enough to be paying him over $20 million a year. No,
That's
I
cool.
don't. I don't really want Devontae Adams to be real.
Okay. All right. The truth says Packers are 38.7 million in the red. Yeah, that's true. That's a big deal. They're going to lose a lot of pieces this
Bad.
offseason, but you get rid of Rodgers, that certainly helps. But yeah, I agree. It's going to be hard. But we just watched the Saints were like 100 mil in the red, and they figured it out.
They dangled something.
There's so many ways to offset cap. It's crazy. I'm not going to go as far as to say that the cap's not real or isn't a thing, but there is ways around it. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. All right, Rams, Bucs. I'm going to let you start this one off because you are you're kind of a Rams fan now, at least with them left in there. And you got Stafford. You're a Stafford guy. So tell me about these Rams and Bucs.
It was beautiful. It was Stafford. I think he played a great game. Good game. He almost had that little fumble at the end, slipped up. But anyways. They did what I thought they were going to do. They're going to come in and beat the Bucs. No way they should have gave up that 27-3 lead, though. That was ridiculous. I don't know how that was. Obviously, Akers fumbling all the time. That will happen. And then I'd be feeling like the refs be helping Brady out a little bit. It was off topic. It was kind of crazy real quick. Did you see they threw like a flag on Tom Brady for cussing out the ref?
That was kind of wild. I didn't expect that.
Brady's getting a flag? Like, okay. But anyways, it was just a good game. That pass rush was at the neck. Stafford made the throws he needed to make. The best part to me was obviously you left Matt Stafford with less than a minute. I've seen this many years in Detroit. He drove his team, got him in field goal range, got them boys moving, clock it. I just had a replay like a Lions game when we beat Dallas the same way. He running everybody up. He set them boys up for the game winning field goal. It was a good game, but to your point, it wasn't a full Tampa Bay Buck team. I get that. A lot of key injuries. It wasn't the Bucs of last year. I do understand that. But at the same time, you got to play whoever they put in front of you. That's how it looks. The Rams came in and did what they needed to do. Stafford had a great game. I'm super happy for him. And y'all know I want him to go ahead and win this Super Bowl. And after that, I don't care what the Rams got to do at that point. Like, they can lose every game because that's affecting the Lions picks.
I feel it.
What?
Maximiliano says if AR-12 and Adams leave, who's the favorite in the North? And don't say Lions.
Right here. Them boys behind us.
It's the Vikings.
How is it the Vikings? They got a whole new regime coming in. Kirk Cousins might not even be there next year.
If they bring in D'Amico Ryans, good luck. I'm letting you know right now.
Old. Them boys is all they got really going from is JJ and Dalvin Cook. And I know that's a lot. I'm not discrediting them because both of them is probably top 5 at their position, but they about to have a whole new coaching staff. Like, it's right here. We building something smooth up there in the North. Right here.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to ask you this question because we go back and forth. Actually, hold on before.
What?
So
what is
two questions. So one, first of all, I have to tell you, in the 49ers community, it's really, really funny, right? You've got that there's a big group that really supports Jimmy and there's a big group that's not for Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
And the group that is for Jimmy, they will go out of their way to trash any good quarterback, right? They'll say things like, well, look, Tom Brady threw 3 picks in a game. Like, it's okay for Jimmy G to do it. Like, Jimmy G's done anything that Tom Brady's done, but they do this all the time. They are on Stafford. They think Stafford is so bad. And it's crazy because you and me here, right? We go back and forth on the Stafford thing, but I know he's good. You know that I know that Stafford is good. Right. And I was tweeting out about it this last game about how good some of the throws he was making, his mobility. Like, Stafford is really, really good, I think. But these fans think that he's just so garbage in crunch time. It's like he's played dang near perfect in these playoff games. And if somehow the Rams lose, which they're going to, but if the Rams lose, if the Rams lose and they go 0-3 this year to the 49ers fans are going to have a field day talking about, especially if Stafford throws a couple picks or whatever, about how bad he is. He's overrated. What are your thoughts on that whole thing? Like, let's say he plays bad. What would your rebuttal
Like
be?
what Stafford and Jimmy G being? I don't understand.
I mean,
Jimmy G
go
is
ahead.
buns. I'm gonna put it out there right now. If that's what you want to know, I think Jimmy G is terrible. I don't think he played good yesterday. He's not even on the same tier as Matt Stafford. First off, y'all should be playing a rookie, but I think it's a little too late now because you ain't about to just throw him in an NFC Championship and say go get us a W. Jimmy G's not good. I think he's in that bottom tier of quarterbacks. I take Jared Goff. There's quite a few quarterbacks I would take over Jimmy G. I think he's terrible, bro. And if he gets y'all to the Super Bowl, that doesn't mean like he's the ish. I mean, Rex Grossman got to the Super Bowl with the Bears. Like, you really just got to have a team that's playing some good football at the right time, and you got a good chance of getting to the ship and possibly winning. And a good defense always gets you a good chance of winning a Super Bowl. And the Niners defense is playing some good football right now. They contain the Packers, contain the Cowboys. So it ain't Jimmy G really doing much. If we're keeping it a real, Jimmy G ain't winning y'all these games. Am I wrong? I don't know if I'm seeing the wrong game, but he's not doing nothing special to me in my eyes. I really don't.
Okay.
He looked terrible in the pocket this past. I think he's buns. You heard it from me over here on Last Second Sport. Rad's not a fan of Jimmy G. Probably take Tannehill over Jimmy G to be real.
Oh, I would too, but I mean,
I'm just saying. Teddy Two Gloves Bridgewater. Like, I don't know. I don't like Jimmy G. I think he's terrible. All right. Anyways, sorry,
I mean that's fair. I appreciate you being real because you're not a Niner fan, so I just get to sit back and say whatever. People hate that, my take on it. Some of these Niner fans think I just hate the 49ers because I'm not a fan of Jimmy G. It's like, get over yourself. But yeah, so if they win a Super Bowl with Jimmy G, though, do you bring him back?
No. Trey Lance, it's time to play the rookie. Okay. I'm not bringing him back. No. I don't even know what his cap hit is. What's his cap hit? What is he? Is he cheap?
Like 27 mil?
Nope. Now, if you just say about 15, then yeah, we'll keep you around for 15. 27? No. Y'all got any dead cap if y'all cut him?
No, like 2.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's gone. He's gone on the first Greyhound out of town. Yes. No dead cap, and I get 27 mil back. Deuces. We could get that to Devontae. Y'all could get that to Devontae Adams or something. No. No dead cap? So I'm about to get back full 27 on the Bucs. Oh, you're out in a heartbeat. Am I tripping?
No, you're not. Listen, I'm 100% with you. 100% with you. There's no way they can bring him back, but who knows? Here's the deal. I will say this as a Niner fan. If they win a Super Bowl, I don't care what they do. I mean, that Super Bowl overrides everything. I think they would be crazy to bring him back, but if that's what they decide to do, whatever. I don't care. Just win the freaking ring. That's all I care about. All right. So Chris Royal says, Rad, your boy Stafford is about to get worked.
My earpiece.
How you feel about that?
What did you
say? Did it? Hear? That's weird. It's always weird times that your stuff stops working.
Man, I've been using these AirPods. They be tripping sometimes. But go ahead.
No. And you got the originals too. You got the originals. That's what's going on.
No, he's not. We're gonna talk about that on Thursday. He's not about to get work. You're tripping.
All right, we'll talk about it. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. See, somebody in the comments I just skipped over, but it's like Jimmy lovers or Trey stands. Like that's the fan base. You can't like both. Like nobody can like both. It's one or the other. So that's the way it is. All right. Anyways, Rams Bucs. Here was a couple takeaways I had. So we just talked about the Titans game, right? And how it started with the Tannehill interception, and then it also ended with the Tannehill interception. Well, very similar things happened in this Rams Bucs game. I don't remember if it was the first drive, but it was very early. The Bucs were in cover 2, had a miscommunication, blown coverage, touchdown, or big completion, something like that. Then they ended the game the same exact way. Cover 2, blown coverage, Stafford hits Cooper Kupp deep. That's all she wrote. So it's just interesting how these games both started a certain way, ended a certain way. The Rams were this close to being a laughingstock, though, because if you
give up that
don't
lead.
win it with Stafford, and they would have lost that game after being up 27-3, the memes that would live forever with Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay would have been glorious. I wish we would have seen it, but it was not to be. So let's talk about Tom Brady. Do you think this is his last stand?
No. I think Brady wants to end on a good note.
Okay.
I think Brady's coming back. He's gonna come back. They're gonna need to retain Godwin though, and I think Brady's gonna come back, bring back his boy Gronk. I think he'll be back. I don't think we're done seeing Tom. I hope we're not. That wasn't last of Brady. Like, Brady's good for football. I mean, he's the greatest quarterback of all time, second best NFL player of all time. So, no.
Yeah, absolutely. Waruna tapping in. Thank you, Waruna. We appreciate you. Says 74 watching, only 26 likes. Hit the like button. Yeah,
Please
listen, here's the deal.
Like.
People don't understand the algorithms on YouTube, right?
Like.
A lot of people give us love, but about 50% of you that watch are not subscribed. So subscribe. If you like the show and you tap in every week, just subscribe. Subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss an episode, and hit the like button. It helps the algorithm. We'd appreciate it. Thank you, Warren. Thank you.
Easy.
Holding us accountable.
It's like cutting Jimmy G. Easy. It is. It's real talk.
Lockeriah says, loving how earlier I got the Carlton dance because that's straight up me in the club. Well,
ooh.
All right. I mean, I want to see how you dance in the club, so let's watch it again. Be careful. I'll get a video of you and throw you up on here if I figure out that you in the club. You might roll in one day and be like, oh, wow, okay. I guess I'm a part of this whole thing. Philip says, no, Jesse, that's not the way it is. There are a lot of us faithful who appreciate both QBs. That's how I imagine he said that too. I agree with you. I'm not saying it can't be that way. It's just very rare that that's the way it is. There's a small segment that is, hey, I'm just a Niner fan. I'm going to support whoever. People are either saying Jimmy G or Trey Lance. There's no in between. And if you praise one, by the way, if you praise Jimmy G for doing what he's doing, you're a Trey Lance hater. And if you praise Trey Lance or talk about the future, you're a Jimmy G hater. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this fan base has made it to where there's no in between. So even though you support both, right? And that's what we should all do. Once that game's being played, we got to support whoever's playing. That's the way it should be. But if you say one good thing or one bad thing about either one, you're hating the other one. So that's just the way it is, man. I can't wait for this to be over, to be real with you. And they win a Super Bowl, who knows? But either way, I'm fine. If they win a Super Bowl, it is what it is. But that being said, I don't know, man. I know that you said Tom Brady, he wants to go out on a high note. I'm sure he does. But why didn't he retire last year if that's the case?
Because he won another one. He's hungry. He's super competitive. He always wants more. He always wants more. And I feel like for them to come back the way they did and come so close, and today, the NFL comeback player of the year went down and drove his team and put him out. Like, he don't want to end like that. So, nah, he's too competitive. I think he wants another ring. Let him get one more, then he's done. I feel like he'll be done after that. And can I say one more thing? Shout out to Matt Stafford. You know what I'm saying? He caught them in the blitz. Safety was trying to roll down. No, he caught Buddy on the clear out route. You know what? Let's just go and hit him on the clear out route. And he threw it just all shoulder, too. He didn't step into it or nothing. That was all shoulder. Because Sue was hitting him as he was throwing it, just all shoulder. Bam. On just a dot, a dime, a demon. Just pretty. On point. Anyways, I'm done with about Stafford. Okay.
We got a lot of people in here in the chat talking about how Lance is only 21. Lance is still raw. Shanahan, Lynch came out and said exactly what I've been trying to tell people all year long. The only way he truly gets better is by playing. That's it. Like, I'm not saying you can't get better if you sit, but if you want to really take those leaps and those steps, man, I mean, that's you have to play. Sitting for a third straight year. Let's not forget he sat his final year in college now, right? So that's rough. Sitting for a third straight year is rough. So I don't want to get into it all now. We're going to talk about it all off season, so we got plenty of time for that. But when it comes to the Rams and the Bucs, I don't know, man. If I'm Brady, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yeah, I would love, disagree. I would love to go out on a high note. I really would. But the flip side of that is it can get a lot worse. It can get a lot worse. Like, you may fall off next year and that's it. You may not make the playoffs. Like, this Bucs team's going to have a lot of turnover. They're up against it themselves. A lot of turnover is probably going to happen. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Tom Brady. Personally, I would love to see him go. That just means that the Niners are competing for even longer. Get Rodgers out of here. Get Wilson out of here. Get Brady out of here. And then it's just the Niners and the Rams. Let's go. Like, I'm with it. So that's the way I'm looking at it. But all right, let's move on to this next one. Chiefs versus the Bills.
Oh
my gosh.
That was a game.
All right, let me throw something out at you.
Throw it.
Josh Allen.
I'm going to see if I can catch it.
Yeah, all right. You'll probably drop it. Josh Allen.
Oh, I got hands now.
You got hands. You do.
Don't bother the folks.
All right, I take it back.
Thank you. I got hands.
Right. Josh Allen, 2 games in the playoffs, 77% completion, 771 yards, 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That man is going home. So for anybody that talks about QB wins like it's a stat, you can look at Josh Allen and clearly know that that's not the case. And we can look at Jared Goff and Stafford flipping spots, and we know that's not true. So stop talking about wins as a QB. Now, if you want to talk about Super Bowl wins as like a separator, you got 2 quarterbacks that you think are pretty even, and then you want to talk about a clutch gene and incorporate that, that's fine. But don't talk about this quarterback's got this many wins and so they're better than such and such when they clearly, by looking at it physically, are not on that level. We got to stop with that. Quarterback wins is not a stat. Wins is a team stat. Stafford and Goff are proof of that. They switched spots. Josh Allen, 77%, 771 yards, 9 touchdowns and 0 turnovers in 2 games, and he's not in the playoffs anymore. That's
I mean, I feel you, man. He put on a show. He's been putting on a show. And to be fair, I don't like how it went down to overtime. They need to change the overtime rooms. That's what it, because I wanted to see some more Josh Allen. Like, they could have kept that game going for a little bit. Cool, another little 30 minutes, and I'd have been entertained because it was crazy. But
yeah,
I think they need to move to the college rules somewhat. I say they take the ball, put it on like the 50 or the other 40, other 45. Put it on the other 45, just because it's NFL kickers and they can hit 66-yard field goals in the NFL. So let's put it on the 45. Everybody, both teams get a chance. You go back and forth. After that, let's see, 2 each possessions. Now you got to start going for 2. No more kicking the extra point or anything like that. I think they need to get a chance to go back and forth and put it on the opposite 45. Just because you at least got to get a first down or 2 to get in field goal range. So that's working somewhat to at least put 3 points up to see if they can match that. But for them to just come out, and shout out to the Chiefs, they came out, struck them, get them out of here. I get it. It is what it is, but I kind of wanted Josh Allen to get back on the field to see if he can, match that.
Go and match it, yeah, for sure.
Like, dang, he'll get his change back. Like, so it's like that's how I feel like they need to flip the overtime rules to somewhat like the NCAA's and just push it back a little further. Because I think NCAA they started at the 35, I believe, somewhere like that. We're as in the NFL, you're already in field goal range. Like, nah, make them have to work to get at least in the field goal range, and that's it, man.
Okay. I like it. I'm totally with it. My weight loss journey says he also had like 17 runs and 134-ish yards. Yeah. So the yards I gave you was total yards, just to be fair. I should have been clear about that. That was rushing and throwing yards, 771 in 2 games. That's 9 touchdowns.
That's still a lot.
That's a ton. Are you kidding me? Of course that is. Get out of here.
He balled, bro. He balled.
It's like
But the Chiefs,
385 yards a game. Like, that's
the
stupid.
Chiefs just balled a little harder, though. I mean,
Yeah. All
Ooh,
right. So
Tyreek's.
Eric has a good point here. It's crazy, but the Bills really should have pooch kicked. I agree. So the 49ers had the same problem with Green Bay in week 3. You can always kill time on the kickoff if you do it right. You don't have to just kick it in the end zone.
Right.
If you would have taken a few seconds off the clock on that kickoff, 3-4 seconds, the game's over. That's it. Like that's curtains. But these teams have got to get smarter. And this prevent defense, when I was looking at it, I was saying that last play, I'm going man press across the board, 2 safeties over the top, and 1 rover in the middle. That's it. Like that's all you need. And they're sitting here playing soft, trying to cover the boundary. I hate it. I absolutely hated watching it. There's no reason that the Chiefs should have had a chance to win, and here they are. They're in the AFC Championship again. But I thought it was terrible all the way around.
They were sending 4 still. They should have. I ain't gonna. I probably would have sent 2. I wouldn't have sent 4. I would have sent 2 rushers, and everybody else just dropped back into coverage because they got to throw the ball. Like they only had 13 seconds. So
I would have said, exactly.
I would have sent 2 edge rushers. I'd had them crossing and just drop everybody else in the coverage. I'd have had 9 people in coverage to recover.
I would have personally sent 3. I would have personally sent 3, gone man press, like I said, 1 rover over the middle, then two deep safeties. That's how I would have played. Either way, either one of them are better options than what the Bills did. I don't know what that defense was. That was so bad. That was so bad. So, all right. This is the 3rd straight AFC Championship for the Chiefs. And it doesn't seem like they're slowing down anytime soon. Are we on the precipice of a dynasty here? Like at what point do we just call the Chiefs a dynasty? Do they have to win another Super Bowl this year? Like what do they have to do?
I think you have to get another Super Bowl before you're a dynasty, just because you've won, what was it, 3 AFC championships in a row. I mean, we can't call you a dynasty because of that. Yeah, they got 1 ship out of it, but I can't call them a dynasty yet because in the early 2000s, I want to say the Eagles went to 4 or 5 NFC championships, 4 NFC championships in a row. It was never even though they didn't get a ring, but it was never just no dynasty talk. They got to get another ring, and then you're in that dynasty talk because you looking something like the Golden State Warriors at that point. Like, so if they can get them another ring this year, or let's say they make it back and get it next year, yeah, you could be in that dynasty talk for sure, but not yet.
Okay. I just asked because it's happened before, right? Like the Niners, early 2010s, they were in 3 straight NFC championships and then a Super Bowl. You had the Eagles do it. You had the Buffalo Bills go to 4 straight Super Bowls. So
in the 90s
before, but the difference is, I know, but yeah, it is right. But the difference is this Chiefs team has actually come away with the Super Bowl victory, right? So 3 straight AFC championships. That's the separation between those other teams. So I think if you win another Super Bowl and you went to 3 straight AFC championship, that's.
If they win it this year, then you can call them a dynasty now.
Yeah.
Especially after because Mahomes took over as the realm, like the QB, and then bam, you just start wrapping off these Super Bowls and AFC championships and all that. Then you're a dynasty at that point. But let's say they get put out this weekend or in the Super, but they don't win it in the Super Bowl. No, it's no dynasty talk to me, in my opinion.
So everybody's saying 3 Super Bowls, but here's the thing though. Let me be clear about this. If they make it to the Super Bowl, even if they lose, that's still 3 straight Super Bowls they played in, and they won one. So it's not just AFC championships. It's impressive. Like what the Buffalo Bills did, but they actually got a ring. Like that's
right. That's impressive. Okay. Now, no, I'm not sleeping on the Chiefs. They got Tyreek Hill, Mr. Cheetah. Cheetah showed up when it was time to show up. I tell you that.
Yeah,
he's fast.
Yeah, you're right. He is fast.
Man, I thought Buddy might catch him on that angle, but when he's chunked up the deuce to him, oh, he gone.
Yeah.
Once the wheels got to turn in,
I can't stand the Chiefs, though. I cannot stand the Chiefs. Because they beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. I just can't stand them, man. I cannot stand those guys.
The Chiefs are good. Mahomes is dope.
It's also Mahomes' wife. That girl is crazy. I don't know if you saw the video of her busting out the champagne and then pouring it from the press box all on the fans below. I'd be hot. You did that to
Yeah,
me.
you're
and
not
you
doing
ruined
me
my
like that.
gear. No,
Yeah,
you're buying me some
you're
new gear,
tripping.
like who you think you are.
You're
And
definitely
his
tripping.
brother's over here doing TikTok. I don't know, man. That's a weird deal. I hate Kansas City. I can't stand them. And I hope that the 49ers play Kansas City in the Super Bowl because I want that one back. I know that we should try to avoid Kansas City. They're a good team. I want that game back. So yeah, let's run that one back.
Oh,
Maybe that's my pride talking, but
you want that
let's
get
run it
back.
I do. I really do. Yes.
I
Absolutely.
feel it. I feel it. Because if y'all beat the Bengals, then it's kind of like you don't hold much weight. Like y'all didn't even play the Chiefs. But hey, at the end of the day, you got to play whoever shows up on Sunday. So, but y'all ain't gonna be there. It's gonna be comeback player of the year there, Matt Stafford.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about that later in the week. But okay, here's the flip side of that. So everybody talks about the overtime rules. They need to change, right?
Mm-hmm.
The flip side of that is you can't stop somebody with 13 seconds left. You
That's your
deserve
fault. That's your fault.
I mean,
that's terrible. That's bad.
I agree.
That's bad. 13 seconds you let them get in field goal range. That's bad. This should never happen. Like, as a Bill fan, I'd already been like, like, I bet we going to the AFC Championship. Like, wait, what? No. It can't happen. 13 seconds, bro. I get they had all their timeouts, but it should never happen.
Yeah. So that's the flip side, right? I get the overtime rules should change, whatever, but 13 seconds, you couldn't hold them for 13 seconds. I mean, at some point, you just got to take the blame and own it. That's what it is.
Defense. So, talk about defense.
Buffalo is supposed to have like one of the best defenses in the league. I didn't see it.
They didn't show it there.
I didn't see it. And getting back real quick, actually, before we go to the Snyder game, getting back to Dayball. We had this conversation last offseason. So again, before we had our show, we had this conversation. And remember, I told you at that time that I thought Dayball was super overrated because they did not run the ball. They refused all playoffs long. They had like 33 or 35 designed called run plays over 3 games. They did it again last night. They had 10 running plays with their running back. 10. Yeah, like you see how explosive I understand Josh Allen can go tit for tat with Mahomes. I understand that. To me, he's every bit as good, maybe better than Mahomes right now. But that being said, Josh Allen doesn't have a Tyreek Hill and he doesn't have a Kelsey. So you add those guys into the mix and Andy Reid calling plays, you have to keep them off the field. You have to. So the fact that they just refuse to run the ball, Josh Allen has 11 carries. He has more carries than their running backs. Dayball is so trash. And if I'm a Bills fan, I'm hoping that Dayball gets a job somewhere else. That is terrible. This is
terrible.
2
That's
playoffs
terrible.
in a row. You cannot.
That's terrible. They might have to just like draft like a first round running back to where they feel like they just obligated to like run the ball now at this point. I don't know what it is. It's terrible. I would have kept Mahomes off the field. You need to run the ball a little more because everybody know what you're doing. You're passing, or Josh Allen's going to scramble, or you're running quarterback powers. They really might. I don't know if they're going to go sign like a big name free agent running back, but they might have to draft like a first round running back to where it's going to force them like, okay, we took this guy in the first, we got to hand him the ball. Something like that. I don't know because the play calling's stupid.
Yeah,
I like that comment. I love that comment.
Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate
it. Draft a first round running back. Walker out of Michigan State. He should be nice. He's gonna be nice, but I don't know. Because Singletary he got the ball 10 times.
And the thing is that he was having a good little season towards the end. They started to run the ball. So you're thinking, all right, they're gonna start to commit to it. No, they did anything but commit to the run. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. So Dayball's got to go. That's first thing. And then after that, you guys got to figure out how to run the ball. You absolutely have to figure out how to run the ball. And I saw your eyebrows perk up when I said Josh Allen is as good, maybe better than Mahomes. We'll talk about that in a second. Sheep NL says they say the Bills have a top 3 defense. Laughing. Yeah, it's true. Like that was not a top. They couldn't
last drive.
They couldn't get to Mahomes. They couldn't nothing. That's not a top 3 defense. But Sheep NL, we appreciate you. Let me give you some love.
Napoleon gets me every time. His moon boots.
It's down, right?
Golly, Napoleon.
He said his moon boots.
They do got
Oh
on
my
some
gosh.
moon boots. I don't know, some snow boots, something.
Yeah, I feel it.
I
Okay.
love it.
Josh Allen, Patrick
What's up?
Mahomes. You don't think Allen's on that level yet?
Oh, he's in that tier. I think Allen's in that tier 1.
Okay.
He's in that tier 1. Like I'm not gonna sit up here and debate. Like, no, he's not. He right there with Mahomes, the AR-12s, the Brady's.
Okay.
Yeah, he in that tier 1. Russell Wilson, even though with the down year, I still believe in Dangerous.
All right. I just think he's the best quarterback in the league right now. Like, if I'm taking a quarterback next 10 years, I'm taking him over Mahomes personally.
Next 10 years.
Good. Yeah.
It's out of him and Mahomes. It's a toss up. Like, you can't go wrong with either one. Yeah. They both their arms is super live, and he's bigger though. People don't really be wanting to tackle Allen.
Well, hey, perfect timing, because Jan just said Patrick ran by players. Josh just ran through players. Like,
right. Like, people don't be wanting. He be dropping his shoulder, bro. That's a big load.
Jared tapped in. He says cap. Stupid. It's not cap. I'm taking Josh Allen over Mahomes. I don't
know, man. I'm probably going to have to go Mahomes though, because he got that ring, and they both. I don't know. They both just super talented. I'm going Mahomes. You can go Allen. I'm gonna go Mahomes. Okay. And then third will probably be Matt Stafford.
Okay. Yeah, Allen's the guy to me. I'm taking Allen, and Matt Stafford is not in the conversation. But that was
I know he's not. Okay, that's just me.
Jared
not next 10 years.
Jared coming in, definitely trolling. He says Jimmy G. Right. Okay. So, anyways, let's jump into this 49er game real quick. 49ers, Packers. I have my takes, and I'm going to get through them real quick. And then I'm really curious to see what you thought of this game. So, 49ers win 13-10. Packers score the very first drive. Then they're on another drive. The 49ers go 3 and out. They're on another drive. And Fred Warner, all-pro Fred, comes through, punches the ball out, completely changes that game on the dime. Because if the Packers go up 14 or even 10 there, the way that the elements changed later on in that game, it's over. Like, that game's over at that point. So the fact that he was able to come through clutch in that moment was absolutely huge. And the 49ers had, I believe, -6 yards of offense, 3 drops, and didn't get their first down until 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. And they found a way to win on the road against the Green Bay Packers. This team is so damn impressive, Rad. And my score prediction was wrong, but I said that Robbie Gould would return the favor, last second field goal. That's how they would win that game. That's what happened. In the morning of that game, I was talking with my guy Nick from Nothing But Niners, and he threw it out in a tweet. But I sent him at 10:52 a.m. Eastern time. I said, I have a feeling the special teams is going to make a big play in this game. And that's exactly what happened. It wasn't just one big play. Jordan Willis, by the way, had the blocked punt that resulted in a touchdown, and that blocked field goal right before half where Jimmy Ward got through was because of Willis. If you watch that play close, Willis chops down his guy's arm so that Ward can get through clean and block it. So really, both of those plays were as a result of Willis, who's a rotational pass rusher. He was questionable to play because he had re-aggravated a high ankle sprain. Just the depth of this team, the way that they get after the quarterback is so impressive. This team right now it's special. It's absolutely special. So what were your thoughts on that game?
It was boring. It was like a good, I'm going to be real. It was kind of boring.
All right.
Those are my initial thoughts, but it was like an old school football game, just defense, playing defense. I really felt like it was more like the Niners offense really couldn't find a groove. That's what I thought. Like,
they couldn't.
I guess you could say the Packers was playing good defense too, but it was just more the Niners the run game didn't really get the flowing, like y'all gash him here, and then next thing you know, you're not doing nothing. Jimmy G I think he looked terrible in the pocket. because there was a couple sacks that I feel like he shouldn't have had to take. Like literally, all you need to do is step up and move to the left. Now you nice in a nice little seal pocket. Now find somebody and get it to him. Jimmy G looks buns. I mean, I touched on it earlier in the show. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. He didn't look nervous in the pocket. He just looked like he couldn't feel where the pressure was coming from. Like more like that. Like he wasn't looking panicky. He's just, bro, he just needs to take a couple steps and now his pocket is clean. Defense, Fred Warner did make a good play for y'all. That was huge. Special teams stepped up when they needed to step up. Like that block punt was huge. Blocking that field goal was huge. Y'all was getting after AR. I mean, I think y'all had, 5 sacks? Buckner, he played a heck of a game. Not Buckner. Armstead.
You might as well say Buckner because
he was out there looking better. He was doing his thing. Armstead, really I'm so sorry. Armstead, he played a heck of a game. A heck of a game. But Jimmy G's not I don't know. I just don't know. Like if the offense is sputtering like that come this weekend, pack it up.
And it's over. It's over, huh?
For sure. Y'all looks real. The offense just didn't find a groove.
Okay.
Like y'all did what y'all did when y'all needed to get it done. Like, he hit Kittle. Kittle will make some plays here and there. Debo, Debo's just gonna do Debo. I've been a huge Debo fan, but I just didn't feel like it was like the offense just didn't look like it was grooving and moving, to be real with you. And the game was kind of boring. But I'm happy y'all won.
Real fun at the end, though, right?
It did. At the end, it did. I'm happy y'all won. I picked y'all. I was rooting for y'all. And I thought the Packers was soft anyways. Like, the Packers is soft to me. I don't care what the record and all that. I just think they're a soft football team. You punch them in the mouth, they'll fold. And it showed. Yeah. When I rhymed. Hey.
You're a fool for that. Yeah, you're right. I mean, these were questions I had about the Packers, and truth be told, I think the Rams are very, very similar. Like I said, we'll talk about that game more in depth Thursday, but the Rams are very similar. You punch them, you get out first. I mean, they're known to fold a little bit too.
I know where the key to success is to beat the Rams. We talked about it on the phone, like. Yeah, and y'all are good at doing that, but it just didn't seem like y'all was good yesterday. Like, I don't know. It was just weird.
It was. No, it was.
I mean, here and there, and then I don't know. Go ahead. It was just.
They scored 6 points on offense. Let's be real. The 49ers scored 6 points on offense. The drops, and then there was a point for like a whole quarter where Jimmy couldn't throw because of the elements. It was weird. It was a weird game. So we talked about Josh Allen earlier, right? And quarterback wins. All right, so Josh Allen again, 76% completion, 771 total yards, 9 touchdowns, 0 turnovers in 2 games. He's going home. Jimmy G in 2 games, 61% completion, 304 total yards, 0 touchdowns and 2 turnovers, and he's moving on.
That tells you it ain't always on the quarterback's back. You got to have a nice team around you with a good defense. Hey, they say defense wins Super Bowls, bro. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it helps. At least a hot defense, an opportunistic defense, something.
And y'all hot
That's
right
the
now.
Thing is, they are. The 49ers are so
hot right now.
Niner Matt has a question. He says, Jesse, do you think this game Jimmy G finally steps up? We're trending towards that stage in the Jimmy G cycle. The Jimmy G cycle's all the way messed up, by the way. It's all out of whack. I don't know what's going on with it, but it is broken right now. I will say this. He's got to. Whether it's this game, Super Bowl, at some point he's going to have to do something more than what he's doing. It doesn't have to be crazy, but a 250-yard game, no turnovers, a touchdown or 2, like he's going to have a game like that, be super efficient. Otherwise, they're not winning a Super Bowl. These teams now are getting too good. So I'm not saying it'll be this week, but right now they've basically said, hey, Jimmy, don't turn it over more than once and we'll figure out a way to win. Like that's where it's been. It can't be that for much longer, especially you get in the Super Bowl, you play a team like the Chiefs, you're going to need to score points. So we'll see.
The Rams.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, yeah, of course they're going to have to score points. Now, I mean, the Rams are not as high flying as the Chiefs.
They're not. I just wanted to throw that in there.
I will say this. At some point, it has to break. I feel like Jimmy G is due for a much better game. He's not he's not as bad as what he's shown. Again, Jimmy G to me, I have him around 17 in the NFL. He ranks anywhere from 17 to 22 on any given year, depending on how other quarterbacks are playing. But he's not as bad as he's been playing because he's been playing like a bottom 3 to 5 starting quarterback. He's better than that. He is better than that. And if we can get Jimmy to remember and realize that he is a top 17 or so quarterback, the 49ers are going to win it all. Like that, there is no question about it. So they just need him to be a little bit better. He doesn't have to come out and do the things that we saw in yesterday's game between the Chiefs and the Bills, but he has to give them more. He absolutely has to give them more. He cannot continue to play this poorly. He can't. He just can't. So, we'll see how it plays out. But let me give you some love for the donation. We appreciate you. I love it every single time. Okay. Absolutely love it. Rad, thank you so much. We did this last minute. We wanted to talk about the recap to this weekend. Is there anything more that you want to get to?
Nah, man. I think we did it. Oh, we got another one.
Go Stafford. Torres, I live in Tampa. Where is the bar that you watched the game? Jennifer, hit me up on. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. It's called McDenton's, I think. But if you hit me up on either the YouTube comments or Twitter or whatever, I can tell you for sure. But I think it's called McDenton's. It was lit. They have a lot of fun there. They do a great job. They play music during the commercial. They do giveaways. They do a really, really good job at the San Francisco or the 49er chapter out here. Fantastic job. So I would definitely check it out if you can. Unfortunately, I won't be there this Sunday, but there's a lot of really good fans. It's a great place to watch the game for sure. So highly, highly recommend it. And for that, here's some more. All right, so for all of you craving more Niner content, obviously, you've got a lot of people pumping it out this week, as they should be. But for me, tomorrow, I am doing the Spotlight Show. All 49ers conversation tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 in the West. Wednesday, you can catch me on Grant Show, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 in the West. And then right after that, we're going to jump over here. We're going to do the open mic call-in, so make sure you tap in for that. And then Thursday, I'll be on with Jackhammer, Rob Shue, and Aaron from 49ers First Takes. And then right after that, that's at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Rad and I will be back breaking down all, 2 games, I guess it is. I was almost at all 4 games. 2 games that are left. We're going to be breaking those down in depth. It'll be great because, again, Rad comes in with a non-biased look, not being a Niner fan. He'll tell us why he thinks the Rams are going to win. He's off his rocker, by the way, but he will let us know. And it'll be a lot of fun, a good time for sure. So make sure that you are locked in. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification. We appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, this show does not exist. We appreciate y'all. Have a great night. Peace.